It's not the size of the con that matters. It's what you do with it. Giggity. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek video. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, and I'm coming to you today to talk about something that I'm super excited about because I just got to partake in TMX, which is Tabletop Minions Expo, which is the convention that Uncle Adam over at Tabletop Minions puts on every year. And this year, it was over the weekend of like June 1st. And essentially what happens is he just kind of like puts on this small convention in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And it's basically just open to have fun. So I went up there. This is my first time going to TMX, being part of the factory team now with Adam. I wanted to be there to help support him with what he was doing. You know, not that he needs support necessarily, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to be there. I wanted to go. I wanted to experience. I also wanted to have fun. I thought it'd be a great chance to get to see him again, see a bunch of other people. Sam Lenz was there, another one of our fellow factory team members. Zambies was there. Whittle Goblin was there. There were a bunch of people that were there. That was really awesome to just be a part of everything that was happening there. And I very much enjoyed just the whole atmosphere. So why did I want to talk about this other than just to brag about having a fun weekend? Well, this is a very small convention. So they had some painting classes. They had classes that were being taught by Vince Venturella. They had classes that were taught by Sam Lenz and that were taught by Zambies. And there's 6 classes, to each of them, 2 by each of those instructors. But it was a very small convention, so it was an opportunity to kind of like learn lessons from top class painters in all this. And I actually took one of Sam's classes in OSL because I'm working on a competition piece, because again, I was inspired by Sam, so it's kind of like his job to teach me how to do it. That involves fire, so I wanted to kind of get his, get some insight onto this and get me a head start, and it was wonderful. But beyond just the class there, it was fun to go to this city. It's a pretty small city, but it was really a lovely place. And they just moved into, the convention just moved into the convention center there in Oshkosh, which was right across the street from a hotel that I stayed at. And I got to spend the weekend just hanging out with some really awesome people, playing some games, and just enjoying each other's company in this hobby. And that to me was super important. And I think it's something that a lot of us like lose sight of when we're doing this, that we spend so much time just like crunching numbers, building and painting models, and just like kind of absorbed in our own head that we lose focus about how important like the physical community of this hobby is and how beneficial it is. It was a really huge boost to be there with these people and be there with everyone and just feel that energy and feel that connectedness that we all have, and the fact that we're all just a bunch of nerds having fun doing a really fun hobby. And TMX is a very small event. There was about 100 people, I would imagine, that had gone there throughout the weekend, and there were no set tournaments. They did have those classes, but there was no set tournaments. But they did have a lot of tables that were set up for people to demo certain games. Like Moonstone was being demoed there. There was Mordheim that was being played there. There was a guy there that had this giant, like freaking giant 6-foot 3D printed container ship that was part of the Cyberpunk CD Projekt Red game, the skirmish game. So he was running games with that. There was someone that had this giant thematic, awesome looking board that was running Grimdark Companion stuff. So the Grimdark, like the 1-page rules kind of stuff. And it was just super fun to just be involved with like all these people that were there just to kind of have fun. They also had the guys from Blackout actually came to the event, and they had like a representative that was there with ways to pre-order stuff. They had demo games going on to show you kind of how to play the game. And it was just kind of fun to be there and involved with everything that was there and not feel like I was there for like a very specific purpose. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I get lost when I don't have a purpose, when I don't have a specific thing that I'm there for. So very often I kind of like hold on to those like anchor points when I go to the bigger conventions like Adepticon or LVO or Nova or anything like that, that I have, like I'm there at least for one day, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing this tournament. I'm doing this big tournament. Or if I go to like an LVO, it's like a big chunk of the time that I'm going to be there is spent at the table doing that specific thing. But the beauty of a smaller tournament, a smaller convention like this is that it has the air, like the breathing space to be able to just kind of like do what you want to and engage with people. So engage with your friends, meet new people. I got to meet some lovely, lovely people that I'd never met before, and got to really talk to like Zambies and Little Goblin and Raven and a bunch of people there that are other creators in the space, but also other people that aren't creators yet, but maybe aspiring to be so. There was a lovely couple that I was talking to that we spent a bunch of time together, and I just kind of like helped them get an understanding of what it is that I do. And they, listening to what they were doing and seeing what they've got going on and just kind of like explaining things and just being able to have that kind of human connection, that human interaction that was just so fulfilling. It really was awesome. And it's the kind of thing that would get very easily lost in a big, big convention. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely 100% loved Adepticon. And I absolutely love LVO. I love the big conventions, and I want to go to them, and I will continue to go to them and keep going to them. But I hadn't been to like a really small one in a long time. I've been to smaller tournaments that are literally just you go there to play the game and then it's over. There's nothing. This was just creating a space for nerds to be nerds for a weekend to just enjoy each other's company and enjoy this hobby that we do, and do some painting, do some gaming. I got to do a demo game of Death Wizards, led by Vince Venturella himself, one of the creators of the game. And I got to learn how to play Warcry from Zambies while I was there. Like, these are all the kind of things that you just don't usually have the space to do at a bigger convention unless you kind of pre-organize it with someone. And those things kind of came out of me just being there and being present and enjoying each other's company. And we got to have a ton of fun. And it was really great to just be at this place and supporting what was going on, because I really wanted to. So I made sure that I was there to help out Adam to do what he needed doing, helping set up the painting room and stuff like that, and helping move and take down stuff, because that's also why I kind of wanted to be there. But at the same time, I had plenty of time and plenty of space and plenty of just like the capacity to just be present, enjoy each other's company, and do what was bringing me joy. And to me, that's huge, because that's what this hobby is all about. And I keep talking about how important that is. And to actually like put my money where my mouth was and actually go and have fun was huge. Also, this is not like a massive convention. And I guarantee you that there are dozens, if not hundreds of these around the country that are happening that aren't necessarily, run by Adam, that are run by someone else, that in your local area that might be, maybe, a half-hour drive away in the city that's, the city next to you or something like that, that are close enough and cheap enough that you don't have to go all the way to, Milwaukee now for Adepticon. You don't have to go to Las Vegas for the LVO. You don't have to go to Washington for Nova. They're smaller conventions that allow you to just like get into the presence of other nerds, have fun, play games, and just be welcomed. I got to see and try out Flames of Orion, which is like an independent game that I probably would not have been able to come across if I hadn't, just been there and been present and been talking to these guys. And it's a ton of fun. And it's a ton of fun to just like be able to explore what it is to be a nerd. And if you're someone who gets like overwhelmed by like a vast amount of people, then something like Adepticon becomes super intimidating to go to, because it's, full of thousands of people that are all there and you can't kind of get away from it. But this was small enough that, it never felt like a crowd. And because of that, it never felt overwhelming, and it never felt like you were unable to do what you were there for, which was enjoy the presence, enjoy the fun, and have fun and learn to about what's kind of going on in those areas. Because they're always going to have those people that are going to come to these things that are just super excited about like an obscure game that you just have no clue about, and suddenly you see them playing and you're like, oh, what's this? And they'll be more than happy to tell you. And they were absolutely more than happy to tell me, and that was fun to be able to be a part of, and fun to be like in the presence of all of this like energy and just it's weird to say, because it's like at the same time it was like this energy and this like chill vibe that it was just like, we are here to enjoy each other's company, we are here to have fun, and that's what we're going to do. And it was beautiful. It really was beautiful. And the reason I want to talk about it is not because, well, yes, I think you should if you have the opportunity. I'm sure Adam will be putting on next year. Keep an eye out for TMX for next year. I certainly want to go again. But not just this one, but find one near you. Find one in your realm that's close enough that you can make a weekend out of it. Make it a weekend trip, and then you don't have to feel the overwhelmness, and you still get that same boost of energy, that same kind of like strengthening of your core that you could get from going to the big ones, because you get to go there, you get to see a bunch of nerds that have come together for a weekend to have fun. And that is, it's priceless. It really is priceless. And these kind of events are cheap. I think it was like $40 for the weekend for the pass, which is, you know, it's definitely doable. That's like 2 dinners out or a dinner out or whatever you want to do. It's depending upon where you're eating, I guess. But I kind of just wanted to explain how much fun I had, and just the sense of belonging that comes with going to a place and knowing that everyone else who's here is here for the same thing that I am enjoying. And it's also such a really cool and intimate kind of affair where there's so many people around, but they're all just kind of having fun, enjoying the hobby, and it doesn't feel unapproachable. It doesn't feel like you can't come up and ask a question. It doesn't feel like you can't just like inquire as to what this thing is. Like, what's this giant ship here? And he was happy to tell me that he 3D printed it himself from a, you know, from the like the Kickstarter from the company itself, and he 3D printed it, and it was incredible. And it's just so fun to be able to be kind of immersed in all this and be able to approach other nerds enjoying this hobby without feeling overwhelmed by thousands of people doing the same thing. You know, so if you need like a toe in the water and you just need to step up before you can go to something like an Adepticon or something like a Nova, then find yourself a smaller gaming convention near you and absolutely do it. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. And if at the end of the day, it's not everything that you had hoped it to be, then maybe you could step up and be the force that turns it into what you hoped it to be. Because that's what this is all about, is building the community, being a part of the community, and making sure the community grows in the ways that you want it to. And putting in that effort to make a place where you can find the joy. So, let me know about other conventions out there that you guys have gone to that are smaller in your area. Let me know about what ones that maybe I should look into, maybe trying to go to. I know there's a bunch of different tournaments that I've wanted to go to. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get the bug for wanting to go to these things more and more. And now that, like, you know, I'm progressively getting out of like my hermit mode, I feel like I want to give it a shot more and get out there and see what's happening. So let me know which ones you guys go to, which ones you guys run, which ones you guys are a part of, and which ones you've had fun in the past. And maybe you can look through the comments in the comments down there and find yourself one that's actually close to you that you didn't even know existed, that maybe you can get yourself out to and have fun with that. So another thing to keep in mind is that as you all know, I am part of the Army Painter Factory team, and ongoing you can find 10% off, 5% off if you use the code FactoryGeek5, and you just put that in at the Army Painter. You can get 5% off your purchase and enjoy all the beautiful paints that they've got going on there. I'm really enjoying them. I'm having a lot of fun with them, and I wouldn't be lying to you. They don't, you know, I'm not gonna lie, they don't pay me enough to lie to you. But I'm really happy to be a part of all that, and I'm glad to be able to bring you guys some a discount there, because any little bit, you know, maybe use that savings to go buy a ticket to a small convention by you. Anyway, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I've been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.